How's life in Tribe, guys? Truex is here. We're not back, we're actually here for the World Showdown Series. We are I don't know where I was going with that. We are here. We have joined in late week 3 because once again, just like the PGL, we're replacing a team that quit. So we have picked up a pretty interesting roster, but let me just go over how the league works. As you can see here, we're on this team overview. As you see, this is a 15-week league, unlike the PGL, which is just a 9-week league. Also, this is a showdown-only league, so we're not going to have any Wi-Fi battles. It's going to be short battles. Not going to have any long 35-40 minute battles like we do on the PGL, which is going to probably be pretty nice for most of you guys. I don't really want to sit through a 45-minute battle, so in theory, this should work out pretty well for the channel. I just need to go over the team now. So as you can see, people that I know in this, Vinny from PGL's in here. I don't think we've battled, what's his name? Equa yet, but he's also in here. And other than that, Poige is in here. No Poige. Anyone else I know on this? Off the top of my head, no, that's it. Those are only the 3 people I know out of the 16 coaches. I'm going to assume there's 16 coaches. No, there's not. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, there are 16. Okay. But let's go over the team real quick. So here's what we're rocking out with for this week. We do have some drops, so they're not going to be effective till next week. So I'm going to wait to go over them till next week. There'll be a video about it. As you can see, right off the bat, we have a 05, 02, 04. And that is just because of the 04 is a forfeit loss, and the 02 and 05. Or actually, I don't know if that's forfeit loss. That might not be. I don't know. I'll have to see. But anyways, team we're rocking out with for now, we have a Mega Sableye. We have a Toxapex, Heatran, Serperior, Mimikyu, Gudra, Terrakion, Alakazam, Mandibuzz, Politoed, and Delibird. Now, first look at this team, I was like, but then on second thought, it's actually not that bad. It's got a good base. As you see, let me pull up on Showdown. We can just go over the team this way as well. So this is actually our team for our next week. So hopefully I can get my battle in before this goes up, because I'm recording Team Builder for right after this. But I have to wait to upload these two until I do the battle, since I just spoiled my team. But anyway, let's see, Mega Sableye. So here's our first one. As you can see, Mega Sableye, we have, you know, just a wall, really. It's just a wall with magic bounce, so we don't have to worry about hazards because we just bounce them back onto the other side of the field. With the moveset, we can run special, we can run physical, we can run whatever we want. We can run support, we can run late game sweeper, a trick room sweeper. We can really run a lot of things with Mega Sableye. One thing we can't do is trick, though, because you already know how that works. Because we have a Mega Stone, we can't trick on a Mega Stone to anyone. But other than that, we have Confuse Ray, which is nice in this format, especially if something wants to set up. We can just click Confuse Ray. There's Gravity. Other moves I'm seeing here, not much. If you want to set up the Sun, if you want to run a Sun team, accept Sun. If we want to frack with their prep, we can run Wonder Room. There's a lot of things we can do here. We can also run Rain Dance if we want to run a Rain team. So Sableye is just an overall good mon, in my opinion. Spoiler, it is one of the mons we drop next week, though, so this is going to be the only week you're going to see it being used, unfortunately, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess, for Sableye here. Not much more to say here. I'm not going to go into too in depth because, like I said, we're only using it for 1 week. The next up, we have Toxapex. Now, Toxapex was the mon that was drafted first for this team, which I'm not a huge fan of. I think there's a lot better mons that you could have drafted this second overall pick in the draft. It wasn't like we had like one of the worst picks. We had the second overall pick, and we decided to go with Toxapex. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go over Toxapex. Just another tanky Pokemon. As you can see, base 142 special defense and 162 defense with 50 HP. Gotta run max HP every time, so we can eat these hits. And then with these defenses, just naturally, it's gonna be fat. So if you want to run investment in attack or special attack, you can, and just leave these as how they are. But if you want to run max defense, max HP, this thing is not going to die to EQ anytime soon. Movesets, you already know what this thing does. You can run Merciless, or you can run Regenerator with the Baneful Bunker, so you can get critted every time when you use Poison Jab or Sludge Wave or Sludge Bomb. It's good for a spike stacker. It's very good there, as you can just come in, throw up your 2 layers of toxic spikes, and be good for the battle. You also have access to Haze, which is a very, very good move. And especially in this format, because sub sweepers are very common in this format. So you do want to counter team with your opponent's team. You're not really building anymore. It's more of just like what mon can late game sweep the other team. From what I've found, that's where most of the success comes from. But other than that, there's really not much more to say here. We have you went over the spikes. You can run sub. You can run rest talk. You can run protect, recover, toxic, protect, recover. Haze, that's a good set right there. Can work pretty well. But other than that, that's it for toxic packs. This is the Gen 7 wall. Next up, we have Heatran, which is the first thing I saw when I saw this team. What really scared me was this just outrageously large weakness ground type miss with their core here, with the Heatran Toxapex core. But I looked at it and it could work out. As you see, Heatran's a good mon overall. Heatran's probably one of the best mons competitive that's available. It's not an Uber, for being honest. You can just run in so many ways. The stat distribution with 106 in both defense and a 130 special attack. This thing is fatter than a bitch and it hits hard as hell. Especially if you can predict the foe. Maybe go have him maybe predict the Willow and you can come in with get that flash fire boost and then Fire Blast, Heat Wave, Lava Plume. All these are gonna do a ridiculous amount of damage. A ridiculous amount. We also have access to Sub, Taunt, Toxic, Willow. So you can cripple pretty much anything on anyone's team with this mon. You can either Toxic it or you can Willow to stop their physical sweepers, or at least slow them down a little bit. And if you want to run Sunny Day Solar Beam, we can take care of those pesky water types. So, not much more to say here. Heatran, it's just, you know, a very, very good mon and competitive. So, it's a very solid pick, but we need to work around his weaknesses. We need to find a way to work around our huge ground type weakness if we're gonna do well in this season. But next up, we have Superior. Now, don't even get me started on Superior. Superior is such a good mon. Superior is probably one of my favorite mons to use. And OU right now, because it sweeps everything. If you get it in late game with the Assault Vest, I always run Assault Vest and I always run Leaf Storm. And then 3 other moves based on the team, but we could also run Calm Mind. Actually, no, we can't, because contrary. We can't run any of that. Never mind. But I normally just go Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, Dragon Pulse, and then Hidden Power. That benefits the team the most. So, that being said, we do have to get Leaf Storm before we can do any damage, because you can see we have pretty low special attack at 75. But we have decent natural bulk with 95, 95, 75. And we have a pretty solid move pool. As you can see, we have access to Dragon Tail. If you want to switch out a Sweeper, we can run Sash Dragon Tail. There's a Cleric and Aromatherapy. We also have access to Knockoff, Leech Seed, Light Screen, Protect, Reflect. This is a screen setter if we really want to do it. We can Toxic, Taunt, Synthesis. So you have access to Reliable Recovery, we have access to Gastro Acid, which is a pretty nice move in this format. We can set up the Grassy Terrain if we really want to. Not much more to say here. I don't think. Anything else I can go over? I guess if we had access to the Fire EMZ, we could run Z Sunny Day plus Solar Beam, and that would fuck shit up. It would absolutely destroy some mons. Especially for Superior. It's a solid special attack sweeper late game. Next up, we have Mimikyu, which is another. Like, this is a very, very solid draft. Beside the core, the weakness in the core, this is a very, very solid draft in my opinion. As we have a Mimikyu here who has the free substitute with the disguise. So, with that up, we can run SD Leech Life. I normally run SD turn 1, and we have access to Leech Life, Flare Off, and Shadow Sneak, and that's normally my moveset every freaking time we use this thing. But we'll obviously be switch as access to Wood Hammer. Hello? Why does this thing have access to Wood Hammer? Oh my god. But you already know what Mimikyu does. It gets that free SD up every time with the disguise up, unless it gets switched in and you get it broken, which you just really never want to have happen. Also run bulk up. Bulk up might actually be better than SD in some cases. You just go and run max HP, max special defense, and you can run bulk up to get the defense and attack up a few stages. And then this thing does not want to die ever. I mean, you generally run either. You could run band or scarf. I haven't really seen it. You can also run double sash, disguise plus the focus sash, which will keep you alive for at least 2 SDs. You can just click Shadow Sneak and win pretty much every late game situation if you're max attack with max speed. You also have access to Life Orb, Rocky Helmet, Citrus Berry. We have the Ghosium Z if you want to run Ghosium Z Shadow Claw. We just have a lot of options with this mon. Not much else to say here, just a nice physical sweeper that everyone's going to prepare for, everyone needs to prep for it. It's definitely not a mon you can just ignore. It's definitely not a mon you can just ignore on prep, which is nice. Those are the mons you really need to have on your team. The mons that people are going to have to focus on. The mons that you cannot ignore, that if you ignore it, you will get swept, you will lose the battle. Which is honestly irreplaceable in a league format. Next up, we have Gudra, my boy Juicy Juice Gudra here with access to 3 great abilities. Sap Super to give us grass immunity, hydration, so we just have free heal bells if it's raining. We also have Gooey, which is also a good move for any of our Dragon Dance sweepers. That moveset, don't even get me started, you already know what Gudra does. It is fat as hell and its moveset's absolutely wild. Access to EQ, Draco, Blizzard, Aqua Tail, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Ice Beam, Outrage, Power Whip, Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, Sub, Thunder, Thunderbolt, Thunder Punch, Toxic, Substitute. This moveset is just crazy. Not much else to say here. It's just got an insanely good moveset with access to Infestation as well. If you want to trap mons, we can run Infestation Toxic to really just like kill mons fast if we need to. But the only downside is Gudra, we have no like special attack boosting. So that moves we have Acid Armor, which is very nice. It gets us a +2. That's my alarm. #wild. I got up really early this morning. Got up like an hour before my alarm went off. But that's enough about the moves. Look at these stats. So we've got base 90 HP with base 150 and our special defense with decent speed at 80. 80 is not a bad speed. This is actually faster than Zergatry. So if you're running max speed, we beat Zergatry. We beat Zergatry with Gudra. We beat Zergatry with Gudra anyway because we're just fat. And if you also add in that we outspeed it and you just hit it with the EQ and it's dead, that is a great situation for us to be in, because that's the premier special attacker in the meta right now. Name me a better special attacker than Zergatry. Oh wait. Oh, you can't? Oh, how about that? Well, we got the one mon that completely shuts it down. There's other mons shut it down, but this one, Gudra is probably one of the best options to shut down Zerg, because we also wall its stab and we can take a dazzling gleam as long as it doesn't get any boost up. So next up, we have my boy, Billy, the Terrakion. If you all remember Terrakion from Season 1 of the PGL, you already know. If you remember the Season 1 of the PGL, you already know that we were out here about it, my friends. You already know. As we like to run Scarf, Double Dance, Choice Band, whatever we need to run, this thing can do for us. We can even run the mix set with HP Ice if we need to. With access to moves like Iron Head, Poison Jab, Earthquake, Close Combat. If you run on special and boost that special attack, special defense, you can run Calm Mind sets, which would be really weird to run if I'm being honest. But we can do it with access to Earth Power and Focus Blast and HP whatever. And we also have access to U-Turn, don't we? Do we have access to U-Turn? We might not. We also have. I don't think we do actually. Never mind. We have access to Roar to get rid of their sweepers. If they're trying to set up on us, we can run Stash Roar. We also have access to rocks. We run defenses. If we're defensive, we run defensive Terrak. We can do it. We can do it, but it's probably not going to be very often you run a defensive Terrakion, because you're just throwing away your Terrakion at that point. If we had Rockium Z, we could run the Sandstorm SD, and that's probably going to sweep a lot of mons to give us that free Sandstorm boost to your special defense, which is very nice. Very nice to have. That's it for Terrakion. Let's go over the stats real quick. You already know it's rocking out with the base 129 attack, 108 speed, and decent HP. This thing's a threat. This is just like Mimikyu and just like Superior. It's one of those monsters you always have to prep for, because it will sweep your team if you don't prepare for it properly. Next up, we have Alakazam, which is one of those monsters that we are going to be swapping out for next week, so I'm not going to go too in depth. But as you can see here, we have the Synchronized Inner Focus Magic Card. We have a lot of good abilities here. Access to set up the Calm Mind, but the start of the show here is that speed and that special attack. You can Specs or Scarf, and you're going to outspeed the majority of the monsters you face if you run max speed, with access to moves like Psychic, Side Shock, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam. No matter what you do, you're going to be in decent shape at least. Also access to Try. I did not know this thing got Try Attack, that's wild. That's why we can also run Sub Calm Mind and start doing some damage that way. Alakazam is just a very versatile special attacker, but the reason I'm dropping this is because we already have so many special attackers on the team with other benefits besides just being a special attacker, that I decided Alakazam was one we're going to drop for a more physical presence on the team, because we didn't need that. Anyways, next up is the last pick in our actual draft is the Mandible, which is a great last round pickup. Mandible is such a good mon. It does help with that ground core weakness. Weakness to ground and the core with access to Overcoat. This mon is just fat. This is just a very, very fat mon. With base 105, base 95, and base 110. This thing eats hits for days. Access to Foul Play. It beats every physical sweeper in the game. It does. It lives a hit and it'll Foul Play you and you die. That's what happens every time with access to Roost, Knockoff, Foul Play, like I said before, into Fog, and U-Turn, and Whirlwind. It can take care of their sweepers. It gets rid of them by whirlwinding them out. Also gets rid of your hazards and knocks off your item. It's just a great wall. I'm pretty sure it's dropped a UU in this show, which is actually, I kind of make a Mandible team in UU now that I realized it just got dropped, because I forgot about that. Let me just make sure, did it get dropped? Yeah, it is. See, it's in UU. That's crazy. But with that being said, there are just two more monsters to go over. Next one up is Politoed, which is an outstanding pickup because it just beats Weather's team. It really just takes your Weather team and just says, oi, bye, because we just get rid of it with Drizzle. You can run Damp Rock, and then they'll have to switch in their stand to get rid of it, and then we can switch out, switch back in. Get rid of whatever weather condition they want to run, and it just really helps. It really just stops the momentum cold. Access to Waterfall, Surf. It's not really a moveset here. We have Haze, another Haze mon, which is very nice. But this really the only benefit I'm like really liking with this mon is, ooh, actually got decent bulk to you. I did not realize that. With 90 special attack and 190, just run a bold, put some defensive investment, and this thing is eating hits for days. But with access to Toxic, Psychic, Surf, Perish Song from the stop their sweepers, Encore. If you want to stop your sweepers as well, you can just run Encore and just get them to keep using their set moves. And it's just a pretty, there's just a lot of stuff you can run with this mon, which makes it pretty hard to figure out. Also access to Fissure, but we can't use that. That's not allowed in the league, but actually for Politoed, just a solid overall mon. Next up, last but not least, we have Delibird, another mon that is going to be dropped, so I'm not going to go into too in-depth again. You just know what it does. It's not the best mon. I really don't even know why it was picked up, but it's a decent Destiny Bonder, Defogger. It's a good lead, I guess. It definitely beats other leads. It's also a spinner. Other than that, it doesn't do much. Also gets spikes. So I guess we could have run Hazard Stack. Now that I did not realize it got spikes. We could run Toxic Spikes plus spikes and just been in business. We really could just Hazard Stack. Damn, I might pick him back up. I might pick him back up. Oh my goodness. But anyways, that's it for the team, guys. We are hyped for Season 2 of the WSS. It's a 15-week season, so we have quite a ways to go in the season. So we are 0-3 right now at -11. We can turn around starting this week. Battle goes about 7-8. Be on the lookout for that. Team Builder will also go up on Friday. Should be anyway. But anyways, that's it for me. Thank you guys for checking out today's video. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace.